Alright YouTube, this is jshan8205. Anyway, I put a new worm gear on my ms290. That part right there, that goes right over here to where that's where your oil comes out right there, and it runs down this and goes into the bar. That's a vent. My oil wasn't coming out there, it was all coming out up here in the front by the muffler. Right there where that little metal thing I drove in there is I cut that off of a fuel pump solenoid off a D5G cat dozer and drove it in there, but don't tap it in too hard, you don't want to split your plastic casing. But anyway, it's nothing to it. I ain't got the stuff in here to do it now. This is a right-handed thread. You turn it clockwise to take it off, counterclockwise to put it back on, but you either gotta lock your motor, or I did mine with an impact wrench. Anyway, once you pull this off, this clutch, you'll see a little plate that resembles this one, but it's a little wider as far as, like, you know, it's like this one's on here. It's wider, it sticks out a little further like this, and it covers your worm gear. Anyway, your worm gear is right here. I don't know if you can see that little thing sticking out, and it hooks to your sprocket right here. See that little cutout on that sprocket where I got that black line? There's a cutout, and you line, that's why I put the line on there. You just line it up with that right there. And she's oiling right there. Anyway, once you remove this clutch, you got a screw here and a screw here, and it holds your oil pump on. You just take that worm gear out of the way, and then you take that screw out, and then you got that hose right there. It's gonna pop off, and you got a hose right here in the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like right there. It's right there. There's a hose right there, and this hooks to the bottom of the oil pump, and that one hooks to the top. And that's all it is to it. I mean, this one, the one up here on the top, has a seal that seals it, and it also has a seal that seals it down here. Okay, well, get it. Anyway, I got my daughter out here with me. We playing, having fun. Anyway, this is your brake stuff, and it's just, you got this cover for the brake. It just pops on, just like that. You got 2 screws that hold it on. You got one up here, you got one down here. You jumped. You can do whatever you want to, baby, just as long as you're having fun and you don't hurt yourself. That's all that matters.
What are you doing?
I'm putting these screws in real quick.
When are you gonna be done?
In just a second.
I'm ready to go play now.
You ready to go ride the golf cart? Well, you got this little plastic cover you got to take off before you pull that off. Then you got a little baby bearing right here. Slips on. Then you got your U-shape to line it up with. I'm gonna try to see if you can see it moving. See that sticking outside that clutch moving right there? That's where that U-shape has to line up with it. Alright, now you can't see it, but I can see it. It's on, it's moving. So now you take your little spacer here for your, it goes this way. The dirty part goes to the bottom. Pop it on. You got this little C-clamp. Pop it on. Take some needle nose pliers. Just pull it in there. And that's it. Like I said, it's nothing to it. I actually rebuilt this saw about a year ago. I bought the parts off eBay for $100. It's a Stihl ms290. It's an awesome saw. I recommend it to anybody. It don't take but about an hour to rebuild it. It took me like 4. I was frustrated the first time I ever done it. It wasn't, but after I done it, it ain't nothing to it. The worst part was figuring out how that carburetor came out, but after I done it, it wasn't nothing to it. I couldn't see. It was dirty. But I recommend blowing it out with some compressed air. But anyway, if you had the problem I have, like I said, I had the problem where my oil was coming out up here, about on the whole other side of the bar, instead of over here where the chain and stuff is. You see that slot right there? That's where it should be coming from. That's a vent. That's where my studs go. My studs were messed up. I got to put them back in. But anyway, like I said, I just drove this little metal piece in a little bit. I just tapped it in with that needle nose and a welding chipping hammer. All I used to tap it in with, because I didn't want to put too much hit on it. And it went in right, and it's sealing it pretty good. So I'm happy. And like I said, you see that little spot way on down in there? I don't know if you can see it. That little white. But anyway, that's the other part of that oil pump I was telling you about. Go ahead. Okay, we're just gonna go ride the golf cart. And like to pull the head, you got a bolt here. You got a bolt here. Up under this, you got to pull this bar off. You got a bolt here. You got a bolt here, and you got a bolt here. And that's all that holds the head on. They come from the bottom. Also, this oil pump has a adjustment. It's pretty dirty. I'm trying to rub it off. I can't see it. Give me just a second. Anyway, it's got I don't know if you can see it, but right there is a E. And right here is a picture of a oil drop and like a chain tooth. But if you flip this, see this? That's upright. And I'm going to flip it upside down. You flip it upside down, that's where it's a Stihl ms290. It's got the adjustment for your bar. You can put a 16, 18, or 20-inch bar on this saw. And the adjustment lets you can adjust the flow of it so you won't burn up a 20-inch bar to give it enough oil. Well, anyway, this is JShan8205. I hope that helps somebody. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, just comment and I'll reply. Thanks for watching.